Welcome in to Game 30 of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by Zappos. The Kansas City Monarchs and the Savannah Bananas do battle for the second straight night here in Legends Field. The Monarchs were 4-2 winners last night, making them 2-1 all-time against the Nanners. If KC can win again this evening, they will secure a victory in both the all-time series and the season series. You look live in at our weigh-in pregame. Reginald Horton getting the boys fired up, as Noah Bridges is going to emerge as the Nanners weigh-in candidate. Let's see what he weighs in at.
He clocks in this evening at 195 pounds of pure potassium power. Vincent Chapman with the showdown. 3, 2, 1, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, direct your attention down the right field line. It's time to meet the cast of your 2023 Banana Ball World Tour.
The cast and crew parading in down the right field line, with the Banana Band out in front leading the charge. And welcome inside the broadcast booth, Pico Scala alongside Josh Talevsky. So happy to have you here for the 30th game of our 87-game, 33-city, 20-state 2023 World Tour, loved by our good buddies over at Zappos. Now, earlier today, Josh, a lifelong memory that is made for all of us. We got to do it last year. This was your first trip. We headed to the to the Negro League Museum, rather. And boy, it's a special experience. Luckily, it was documented last year as well. Here's a little clip from the Banana Land doc on ESPN Plus, episode 5 of us going to the Negro League Baseball Museum.
It's incredibly special being here in Kansas City, facing off against a club that's actually named after the longest running team in the history of Negro League Baseball. The original Kansas City Monarchs have been a major inspiration for us, so we are all excited to learn more about them at the Negro Leagues Museum.
The entertainment value that Negro Leagues baseball brought, it was bold, brash, daring. They were still second. They still third, and man, if you weren't too smart, they were stealing home. And this was a completely different brand of baseball in comparison to what you had seen in the major leagues. The Bananas embodied the spirit of the Indianapolis Clowns. The Clowns were legendary in the antics that they did, and it's refreshing to see this brand of baseball being played again, and it gives us an opportunity to connect the dots as it relates to the Negro Leagues. The most famous clown of them all is this man. Anybody recognize that face? That is a young Hank Aaron.
It is Hank Aaron.
That's a young Henry Aaron leaving Mobile, Alabama to go join the Indianapolis Clowns. Henry Aaron will go down in this sport as one of his all-time greatest players, but it all began in the Negro Leagues in 1952.
He hit his last and only home run at Fenway Park off of me. I had thrown nothing but change-ups and forced him to go the other way. And I remember it was a cold day and a north wind blowing in, and I said, I want to see what this man can do. And I wound up and threw him my best four-seam fastball right down the middle.
And run scored. Aaron, long fly ball. That one is gone. Home run. Henry Aaron, up on the screen, has just hit his 12th home run. And listen to this Boston crowd. Listen to them. You know, Jim, I think that Aaron really relishes this one because Bill Lee has thrown him nothing but junk all year long.
He was one of my best friends.
Oh, man, I missed.
Now, the reason we showed you that from last year is because nearly the exact same interaction happened with Bill Lee this time around. And when you have that tour led by the president, Bob Kendrick, there, I mean, it's just such a magical experience. I've now gotten to do it twice. Josh, it was your first time. What were your thoughts, man?
It was honestly incredible. I mean, like, Bob Kendrick just has this infinite knowledge of the Negro Leagues and all of its history. It was incredible to walk through all the exhibits and the displays, read and learn all these new things. I mean, some things I'm already aware of, but just my knowledge grew of the game, and just everything about being at the museum was just so pure. You saw such a love for the game, and I think that's what really sticks with me. And also just being able to see the entire display of baseballs autographed by Negro League players was incredible. Donated by Geddy Lee of the band Rush.
Yeah, we're just a Canadian guitarist helping out the Negro League Museum. Yeah, it's so cool. You learn so much about just how important the Negro Leagues were as far as setting precedents, as just using lights and night games and bringing baseball to Japan, and also the downside of losing the Negro Leagues when baseball was integrated, which every positive can possibly have a negative effect, as Bob tells you.
And I mean, we also got to see how Negro League teams were barnstorming at the time, kind of like the Bananas do now. And we just got to learn more about the history of some of these teams. I mean, you talk about like the Atlanta Black Crackers or the Kansas City Monarchs, who, by the way, Biko, we played the Monarchs last night, and I think we've got to get into some highlights.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, Josh. Okay, so it was a 4-2 victory for the Monarchs an evening ago. Let's dive right into the highlight to show you how it happened. Remember, high above Legends Field, it was Jared Donaldson on the bump for the Bananas. And early on, 2 men on with just 1 down in the first, Chris Herman, 8-year MLB vet. You look at the arsenal right there, and a 3-2 battle, 8th pitch of the at-bat. Yeah, finally got a hater, bottom of the zone. That thing is long gone. Monarchs jump out to a 1-0 lead as they win the first inning, 3-1. Bill Leroy with a man on and 1 down, and he's plunked. He'll gritty his way right out of that one. No harm, no foul, and Kyle, Josh, and I grittying in the booth as well. Then Noah Bridges at the dish. We're still grittying. He works a ball 4 sprint. Jackson Olsen scores from second base. We're locked at a point apiece. Now Dan Oberst leading off the bottom of the third. His second hit of the night. And that is not what you want to see at all. Comes up lame, pulled the hamstring. He'll probably be out for a couple weeks, so that's the Bananas' best offensive weapon. Down for the count, and a tremendous defensive first baseman. Michael Deeb wearing a striped sweater, lifting it to right, and Mike Rodolfo with an absolute howitzer to third. Dalton Malden never make the third out at third. Tested, the former top prospect for the Chicago White Sox. That was an Ichiro Suzuki-esque throw from right field. I mean, that thing was an absolute laser beam. To the top of the fourth we go. Jared Donaldson bringing all 7 of his fielders out for a Star Wars-themed pitch. Crow hop, that's not even close to home plate. Now Olivier Basabe up. The man on 2-2. That ball blasted to dead center. DR, there's no way he can get there, right? Right! Oh my goodness gravy. One of the greatest plays I've ever seen by a center fielder, right up there with this one from 1997, Jim Edmonds. Goodness gravy. I mean, I just could not believe the doctor there to make the snag. To the 5th inning we go. 2-1 lead for the Monarchs. Adolfo with a bouncer to Ryan Cox, and yeah, we've seen a play pretty similar to this recently. Wander Franco making the glove flip to the hand famous. That was Ryan Cox's 45th trick play of the tour. Yeah, he's making it look easy. Mr. William Leroy at the dish. He's going to work a ball 4 sprint. Nanners get their 2nd point of the night. They're going to celebrate with a little Man-Andalorian version of Banana Baby. Donnie back out for the 6th. Liner to center. DR tries to make his hardest backflip catch of the year. And yeah, that's going to be a 4-base penalty for that attempt on the trick play. It's been oh so good, 15 for 17 on the tour, but that one ended up costing the Nanners. Dakota Stiltz Albritton out facing Mike Rodolfo. and lifted to left center. DR able to track it down, and another good play by the doctor. Now Michael Deeb in the bottom of the 6th. Blasts it down the right field line and just foul by inches. According to Vincent Chapman, 2 pitches later, yeah, see you later. Nasty off-speed pitch. The Nanners lose the 6th inning. Now they're down 4 points to nothing. Check that, 4 runs to nothing. 3 points to 2 in the ballgame in the 7th. And Bill Lee, oh my goodness gravy, comes in and gets the punch-out looking of Jacob Robson. And now we go to the top of the 8th inning. Connor Higgins making his banana ball debut. And things get a little hairy here, although I will say, stepping out of the box, David Martinez, and yep, he is going to be punched out. Second time in as many games that's happened to a challenger opponent. And what about a 3-2 changeup from Higgins? He's fired up. That's his worst pitch. Boy, he broke out a good one in a big spot. Now Noah Bridges representing the game's tying point, and Deason. How about that one? Really good stuff on the crow hop pitch, and yeah, he's going to handle Noah Bridges just a couple pitches later. The Monarchs win it 4-2, and that is how Kansas City has a 2-1 lead overall in the series and a 1-0 lead in this 3-game series. So the Bananas backs up against the wall. They're going to have to win tonight and tomorrow night if they want to come out of Kansas City victors in the second ever challenger matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, that's right, but they're turning to their ace on the mound. It's Kyle Lewiggs taking the mound. He is 2-0 in challenger starts this season. He has earned 9 points in those starts. He's only lost 1 point. So we're seeing him both pitch effectively and get run support at the same time. 2 things you like to see. And by the way, only 1 sprint from Kyle and 3 sprints from Kyle and 12 strikeouts in challenger games.
Yeah, no, he has been his best when he doesn't have to face those powerful party animals. As you can see down on the field, both sides, the boys are kicking it like they're the Rockettes. We are just mere moments away from the 30th game of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by Zappos. And with Kyle Lewiggs getting on the bump for the Bananas, a very formidable foe going to be starting for the Kansas City Monarchs. Jeff Singer made it up to AAA as far as games played, but actually had a cup of coffee in the bigs, even if he didn't get in a ball game.
That's exactly right. He was called up by the Phillies last year during the 2022 season. And by the way, Jeff Singer is what you would call a ghost player. He appeared on the Phillies roster, but never in a game for them. Nonetheless, the Phillies made it all the way to the World Series, fell to the Houston Astros, but every member of the Philadelphia Phillies team that year got a National League championship ring, including Jeff Singer. That's just awesome for him.
Yeah, it's the first time that Philadelphia had made it to the World Series since 2009 when they fell to the Yankees, and of course the year before that they took down the Tampa Bay Rays in the 08 World Series. Always nice to have a little National League championship ring in your back pocket as you take a look at the season numbers for Kyle Lewiggs. The innings pitched, strikeouts, and sprints given up, as well as hits, all tore highs. And it just makes sense when you've thrown more innings than anybody else. The counting stats are going to add up to the majority of your competitions.
Yeah, there's a lot of volume for Kyle Lewiggs this season. I mean, you see 20 ball four sprints, but believe it or not, he leads all qualified Bananas with the lowest ball four sprint percentage. He only walks 7.4% of all the batters he faces. And by the way, he had a 355 average MPI in his last start. That was his second best mark so far on the tour.
So his 4-minute and 59-second minutes per inning average on the tour overall is 18th best out of 23, towards the bottom of the list. But against challengers in his 2 starts, across 11 innings thrown, he averages 4 minutes and 22 seconds. It's more than a half minute better. Take a look at how the Kansas City Monarchs line up against him. LJ Hatch, Jacob Robson, and Micah Adolfo, all due to swing it in the first. Chris Herman, the devastating DH, getting a half night off, hitting cleanup. Then Gavin Collins, Gio Brusa, Dylan Rosa, Olivier Basabe, and Justin Wiley. The exact same lineup that Joe Calfapietra threw out there last night, except Herman is DHing, and Collins is behind the dish.
A very special guest. This guest has 8 gold gloves. He is a 3-time All-Star and a World Series champion with your Kansas City Royals. Please welcome Alex Gordon. And fans, he is not here just to say hello. He is going to throw out the first pitch that counts. Whatever he throws over that plate will count in the count for the first at bat. Alex, you feeling good?
Oh, I got it.
Let's go. Let's see what he can do. Come on, KC. He calls it a ball, but nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, it's Alex Gordon!
Is he doing it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this thing started, and we do it like this. When I count down, I want you to yell at the top of your lungs, start the clock. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Showtime!
Well, there is one of our 2 World Series champions spoiled. You'll see the other one on the broadcast in just an inning. Alex Gordon fires his pitch for a ball. That one grazes the bottom of the zone, so a 2-1 count on the shortstop, LJ Hatch. And a cut and a miss, no! All 3 pitches Kyle Lewicks threw were strikes, evidently. And the shortstop, who was 0 for 4 with a sac fly last night, is retired in short order.
And how about that? A 13-second strikeout there from Kyle Lewicks. We saw during spring training Wandy Peralta of the Yankees strike out a guy in 20 seconds. Kyle making it look easy, only 13.
How about that? Kyle has the fastest pitch, or the fastest strikeout rather, in banana ball history, just over 10 seconds. He got Breland Almodovar on last year's tour. Now the center fielder, Jacob Robson, 2 for 4, a double. A ball for a sprinter run scored and a couple strikeouts last night. Went down looking against Bill Lee. We'll have him on the microphone a little later on this evening, as Kyle, a 6-year banana, sneaks the heater past him. Backdoor bender misses down. Kyle, 4.5 years at the University of North Georgia. As he takes care of that one, he's gonna hike it, and making the pick over at first base, Eric Jones. That is Cowboy Kyle's tour-leading 5th trick play in as many attempts.
And he's really started to trademark that specific play, the football hike through the legs. And yeah, Eric Jones starting to get used to fielding that ball from Kyle.
You get another look at it right there. Now Micah Rodolfo, the right fielder. Skies it, right side, foul territory. Eric Jones with a long run, trying to track it down, he does! 1 minute and 54 seconds for Kyle Lewicks in the top of the first. It's the 22nd fastest inning in banana ball history. Cowboy Kyle's quickest of the tour.
Yeah, before that, his best MPI on the season was a 2:05 mark on March the 10th in Savannah. So how about that for Kyle? For Kyle, I mean, a great start to this ball game for him and the Bananas.
And all he had to do to finish it off was take care of former Chicago White Sox #1 overall prospect. That was how it was for the folks in the South Side in 2019 and 2020. Here's Jeff Singer, the southpaw on the bump for the Kansas City Monarchs. The reliever out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Just coming off 7 years in the Phillies organization. The highest level he pitched was AAA in 21 and 22 for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. And as we mentioned just a few minutes earlier, has that NLCS ring because he got called up to the show for the Phillies last year. He just didn't get any action. He's also spent time in the Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Mexican Pacific Winter Leagues. He's been all over the place. For the Nanners, Bill Leroy leading it off with Dan Oberst down for the count after yanking his hammy yesterday. Eric Jones and Michael Deeb due to swing it here in the first. Dakota McFadden hitting cleanup. Dior Meadows, Ryan Cox, Jackson Olsen, Danny Hosley, and Noah Bridges rounds out the first 9-person order the Bananas are throwing out there on the tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept here from the Bananas, but they like going with the 9-man lineup, and they're very comfortable putting Bill Leroy here in the leadoff spot. Bill, an excellent candidate to take over that spot from Dan Oberst. He's more of your prototypical old-school leadoff guy. Good speed and a guy who's very good at getting on base, as you see here, a .292 batting average as well.
And the .386 on base percentage, nothing to snuff at either, as the fastball at 91 is ball one. Now, I will mention my 2 cents on the matter. As soon as Dan Oberst is healthy, nobody on this team can usurp him from a long-time spot as the leadoff man. He's got the pop. He's leading the team in batting average, on base percentage, and OPS. Malachi Mitchell, the team's designated pinch runner, is the only guy with more steals. There's really not much else you can ask from the 5-year Banana, but I do think Bill is the perfect guy to put at the top of the order when Dan is not an option.
Yeah, and a good right-handed bat, much like Dan. It keeps that Bananas lineup very balanced when you have 2 righties leading off and then go to a lefty, Michael Deeb, in your first 3.
3-1 here. Bill tries to check his swing. That one right around the top of the zone at 93. And a full count on the Bananas catcher. Singer from the windup. And the heater's low. First sprint of the evening. The Monarchs have to get it to all 7 fielders before the ball is live. Traditional technique in the sprint defense, going short, second, third, first, center, right, left, but not even close to in time to prevent Bill from getting 2 bags on it.
And we saw last night the Monarchs very prepared in terms of their sprint defense. They had rehearsed with some of the party animals here to help them, and here they hold Bill to just 2 bases to start the game.
Now Eric Jones, 6 walk-offs on the tour, has a chance to give the Nanners their first lead in points of this Challenger Series. Back up the middle, that's into center. Bill's getting waved around by Tyler Gillum. He's gonna score easily. Eric Jones wins the first inning. Nanners up 1-0. Excellent start for the Bananas. Let's take a look at our second dual showman of the night an evening ago. Josh, who do we have?
So we've got some dual showmen, and we're going to start it here in the 6th inning of the game. Dakota Stilts Albritton, he's picking up his second Showman of the Night award. We saw him claim one in Jacksonville, and he's going to get one here in Kansas City as he took the mound. Now, he allowed a ball 4 sprint to start his appearance, but here against Mike Rodolfo, a very powerful hitter, and a high fly ball out to center field. And how about this? Dakota Stilts Albritton, coming in relief of Jared Donaldson, will leave runners stranded on the corners. Now, we get into our other showman, and it's Bill Lee claiming his first Showman of the Night award ever. And the 76-year-old did not disappoint out here on the mound. He's been very good lately, and here with a 1-2 count on Jacob Robson. How about strike 3 looking for Mr. Bill Lee? He was pumped coming off the mound, getting tons of high fives. We saw 2 of our Bananas specialty pitchers at their best last night, as we are about to come right back up in the booth and welcome Jeremy Guthrie, a 2015 World Series champion, here in the booth. Jeremy, how are you doing tonight,
It's great. I'm fantastic. Banana ball here in Kansas City. What could be better?
Oh my gosh, I can't think of anything, and I can't tell you how great it is to see you in a Bananas uni. How does it feel?
I look good. Yellow is one of my favorite colors, royal blue and yellow. And so this is right at home here. Yellow in royal blue country.
Okay, this is perfect. So about a month ago, you played against the Bananas, representing your Kansas City Royals and the Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association. What was that debut in Banana Ball like for you, man?
Totally foreign. Had not seen a full game before until I played in one. The energy was fantastic. Savannah fans are the best that I've ever seen. Electric atmosphere, and we were able to pull off my 3 innings. We broke even. We left 1-1 when I came out of the game, so that was exciting.
Can't ask for anything more than that, as it's going to be 4-5-6 for the Monarchs here in the top of the second inning. Herman, Collins, and Brusa. Chris Herman, line drive base knock. The 8-year MLB vet had a 3-run blast in the first inning last night, finished the night 1 for 3. And that's the first man to reach against Cowboy Kyle. Now it'll be Gavin Collins, the catcher. 3 for 4 with a double, a sac fly. A run driven in and 1 scored an evening ago. Now, Jeremy, do you know that you still hold the 5th fastest inning in Banana Ball history?
Wow, which one was it?
That was
top of the first.
Second, because
you have to complete the inning.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I had about a 4-pitch inning in the top of the first, but it was a walk-off.
Right.
So the 5th fastest, actually recording 3 outs.
Yeah,
fantastic.
a minute and 27
that's
seconds.
Amazing. I felt like I pitched 3 innings, and I think I looked at the clock. It was 7:17 at the end of 3. So took 17 minutes to play 3 innings. Amazing.
And that wound up being the fastest game in Banana Ball history.
I know, that's what it's all about. You know, speed, excitement, energy, creativity. Put it all together. We got Banana Ball.
Still an 0-2 count on Collins as that crashes down on top of our heads. And the fans have realized that Jeremy Guthrie's in the booth. Now kisses being blown galore down there in your general direction.
There's babies being thrown to the press box, babies being kissed. World Series rings throwing out of the press box.
That's a cut and miss. Nasty curveball from Cowboy Kyle, and Vincent Chapman will gritty for the punch-out call. Were there any umpires in your illustrious career that had anything close to the pizzazz of Vincent Chapman?
Maybe an Angel Hernandez.
Yes.
You never know. He's got some pizzazz. It's hidden pizzazz. But he'll throw it out there. You know, some of the umpires in Major League Baseball are the best. They're very personable. They do a great job of making light of the game when it's a tough situation. I remember one umpire, Ed Rapuano, one of my favorites, veteran when I got up into the league, had that struggle to throw strikes. He comes out, the manager comes out, he comes out afterward. He says, Jeremy, let's go. You get it close. I'm going to help you out, brother. So they're good people. Good people.
Gio Brusa, the switch hitting first baseman, 0 for 3 last night. It's the heater, count now 1-2. Gio did have a pair of ball 4 sprints. Stayed on first base for both of them. In all 5 sprints the Monarchs took, they did not test the ball 4 sprint defense of the Bananas. I think it was a wise decision.
It was a conservative play for them in their very first game. I mean, they're getting used to Banana Ball, and of course the Bananas have really perfected that sprint defense so far. One stroked foul. We'll do another 2-2 offering here. Now, Jeremy, you bought into Banana Ball pretty good. I mean, you gave us like a 200-plus foot pitch, one around second base. I mean, what was your mindset going into the circus that is this young sport?
Well, I was, truth be told,
that one fisted in the infield. Tough play. Kyle, 360, chucks it to first. He had plenty of time.
Wow, what a gem right there, huh? Ball shattered his bat, barely gets over the pitcher's head. 360, perfect throw right to the chest. Incredible athleticism. You know, truth be told, I had not watched a complete game, and I saw the top of the first inning, and I'm like, whoa, this is a lot different than what I anticipated. So most of what I did was created by what I saw in the top of the first inning. Like, okay, let's pitch fast, let's do wild things.
Yes.
And so it was kind of on the fly. Hopefully I'm a little bit more prepared today for it.
That is a healthy hack and a miss from Dylan Rosa, the left fielder. 1 for 4 with a double and a 2-base sprint. Couple runs scored and a ribeye night ago. Kyle sneaks the heater past him. Quickly 0-2. And now he's going to get the clap going. Full capacity Legends Field here in Kansas City, Kansas.
Now, can we steal when the clap is going and the ball is not in his hands?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Just don't want to test it.
Pretty much anything goes in banana ball. Cut and a miss! Third strikeout on the evening for Cowboy Kyle Lewigs, and now the Bananas are all going to meet up right around third base. And it looks like the Black Beatles challenge from circa 2015. Everybody frozen in place. Boy, what a scene here. Time has stopped in Paris of the Plains. Ah, there we're back. That's good stuff from Bananas. Welcome back up into the broadcast booth. Biko Scala, Josh Dolevsky, and World Series champion Jeremy Guthrie. Now, this is not an unfamiliar terrain for you anymore. You've been dabbling in the broadcasting world. How's that experience
I have.
been?
I'm about 10 games deep. Let it be known that when I broadcast a game, the Royals are 5-6. That's a pretty respectable record. A little bit better than they've started off otherwise.
Right.
But doing some radio, a little pre and post game on the television, it's a thrill. We have an incredible broadcast team in Kansas City, so it's a real honor to be with them.
And what is it like to still be able to interact with the Kansas City faithful kind of through a different medium instead of on the field?
Well, that's the highlight. To be able to interact with the fans, the players, coaches, that really is what brings me a ton of joy. You get out there in the booth and hopefully you can tell the game, tell the story in a way that fans can learn the game and enjoy it more. But it's a thrill to get back. I have a ton to learn, but I enjoy each day getting a little bit better, trying to be like you guys.
I love it. And by the way, here is your minute and 27-second inning. Couple grounders to your guy John Buck over at first.
If I would have ran a little bit harder right there, it could have been 125. So something to learn there.
Right, you're currently tied for 5th overall. You could have sole possession.
And what's the record for the quickest inning?
Minute, yeah.
113.
113, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a chance tonight.
Christian Dearman, and nobody else has ever gotten below a minute and 21 seconds.
Yeah,
so
it's tough. You got to have good stuff and work quick. I only have one of those. That's the work quick part, so it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
I think you're selling yourself short here. Now, we do have a radar gun here in Kansas City.
Yeah, I wish I would have had the radar gun in Savannah. I was feeling a little more froggy back in March the 11th.
That was a nice 83-mile-an-hour bender to start this inning, and yep, Michael Deeb is going to steal first base for the first time on the tour. And the inning-winning run aboard, he's going to immediately be pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell.
We've seen this rule confuse quite a few challenger teams. We saw it affect the MLB PAA as a ball got away from George Kataris and allowed one of the Bananas to steal first base in that game.
Well, shame on us. We've been taught many times, so George Kataris has no excuse if that was the issue. No excuse.
Now Dakota McFadden.
Now the MLB PA, the alumni definitely know what Malachi is all about, because I think he scored 3 of the walk-off runs against us on a steal, a wild pitch, whatever it was. He just was running like a deer against us.
So he got credited for 2 walk-offs himself as a runner because he scored twice on wild pitches.
Yeah, I was guilty of the first one, so.
It's tough, man. It just brings a whole nother level of strategy when the inning's literally on the line. That heater came in at 92. Jeff Singer out for his second inning of work. He's been 91 to 93 so far with the fastball.
And I would imagine the Bananas don't face a ton of low to mid-90s velocity. If I had to guess, they certainly don't face it against the alumni team. So a new look for the hitters these past couple of days.
For sure. The Party Animals, a lot of their, Jesus, that one goes at 95. A lot of their arms sit high 80s, low 90s. A couple guys can reach back and flirt with the mid-90s, but you really only know what they're throwing, as that looked like a nasty changeup at 85, cutting down and away from DMAC, who goes down swinging.
Great little wrinkle, not coming fully set too right there. Had that hitter all off balance. You see Marcus Stroman in the big leagues, amongst others, trying to create that timing issue, which in banana ball is an absolute weapon. Well used right there by Singer.
Yeah, my man Nestor Cortez Jr. on the Yankees.
Oh yeah, as good as they come at creating the unexpected, if you will.
Right. Now DR Meadows, 8 walk-offs on the tour, 1 behind McFadden for the season high. Down even at 1-1 on the Bananas center fielder, who last night had the 5th best play in SportsCenter's top 10 with his Jim Edmonds-esque over-the-shoulder snag.
I'm still scratching my head how that's a top 5 and not just number 1. I mean, that play was absolutely incredible. I don't think a major leaguer around the league could be counted on to make that play. And so just a phenomenal athletic play.
That one's through the right side. Flash the Kid's gonna go first to third. Then the inning-winning run 90 feet away. Well, seeing eye single there for the doctor.
Yeah, that ball running in there on DR Meadows' hands, it kind of caught the inside of the bat, shot towards right field, and Malachi with tons of speed, able to get over to third base here. Runner in scoring position now for the Bananas.
And Ryan Cox is going to Copperhead Road his way up to the dish. Line dancing with the rest of his team. All his backup dancers. Coxie, the Bananas shortstop. Hitting .253 on the tour. Last night had a pair of strikeouts. He only struck out once in the entire month of April. Took his tour total from 4 to 6 overall. And that's that. Play a nasty 2-seam there from Singer, biting in on Coxie. DR over at first base, 9 for 13 on stolen base attempts. This could be caught by a fan no out of the stadium. Malachi 24 for 26 over at third base.
And I think with a guy as speedy as Malachi out there on third, if you're Cox here with 2 strikes, you're just trying to shorten up and get the ball in play somehow.
Good job of fouling off the slider. Monarchs have the corners in. Gio Brusa is holding on Meadows at first. But Hatch and Basabe up the middle are going to try and turn 2. That is a heck of a stop by Gavin Collins behind the dish to save the inning. That bender had a lot of chutzpah on it. Big moment here. The Bananas already with a 1-point lead. And now the count full. DR's caught in a rundown. Collins throws it through. Malachi back home. The return throw, not in time. The head first slide just ahead of the tag from Gavin Collins. And the Niners win 2-zip. After never leading last night, a 2-point advantage for the boys in yellow. And it looks like the revenge of the 5th down on the field. Malachi Mitchell discards all the bad guys with the force. And now an incredible battle with DJ the Invader. Flash the Kid strikes down the Sith Lord. And take another look at the tag. Good call by Vincent Chapman.
Yeah, it was a great slide. The ball beat him, but just the athletic slide, extending his left arm, no chance for the tag to be applied.
How about that? Malachi Mitchell scores his Bananas team lead. tour against the MLB PAA. One of them, as Guthrie had mentioned, was because Jeremy threw a wild pitch in the first inning of that game. And Malachi gets his 4th walk-off. All of them have been on the base paths.
I mean, he's just one of those aggressive runners. That's why the Bananas put him on this team. And I wish Jeremy Guthrie was still here right now, because I would have likened him to Terrence Gore, one of Jeremy Guthrie's World Series teammates on the 2015 Royals.
It's a really good call. Kyle has 8-9-1 here. As that one fouled out of play. Really didn't see a lot of opportunities for fans to catch foul balls for outs last night, even though it looks like there's so much real estate for him here in Legends Field. That one on 2 hops to short. Ryan Cox between the legs, and EJ gets it on a hop across the diamond. And the glove magician makes it look so easy. That was one of the higher degrees of difficulty of any of his between-the-leg journeys on the tour. He's now 45 for 46.
And how about this? 12 trick plays now in 6 Challenger games. That's 2 a game, Bika. What an incredible average for Ryan Cox.
And it's his 14th trick play across the last 6 games. He's now gotten one in 8 straight games. He's built different. Kyle Lewis is going to bring Coxie, Danny Hosley, and David Meadows all in to dance. And this one tells a whole story. Looks like a musical medley. And the pitch. Top of the zone. Count even at a ball and a strike.
Look, he teased us on the broadcast yesterday saying it was going to be the best 3-2-2 yet. Kyle did not disappoint nailing that strike on Wiley.
Swinging bunt. And Kyle slips trying to grab it. Throw to first is wild. Wiley is going to take second base on the rare E1. It's the first error of the tour for Kyle. Going to be a single for Wiley. The error is only because he was able to get to second base. And to the top of the order we go with one down. LJ Hatch. Strikeout victim his first time. 0 for 5 in the series now. And a cut and a miss. Ugly swing at the curveball from Kyle. Monarchs seeing a very different pitcher in Mr. Lewis than Jared Donaldson last night. Jared throws about 50% splitters, work a slider, 4-seam and 2-seam fastball in there from time to time, but Kyle throws pretty much all his pitches evenly, lives on the fastball, but will throw slider, curveball, 2-seam, a cutter, and he's dabbling with a splitter as well nowadays.
And I think that's the pitch we might have just seen from Mr. Lewis, kind of spiked in the dirt. I mean, you'll see that from time to time with somebody who commands a splitter.
And his catcher for the better part of the last 6 years, 4.5 of them at the University of North Georgia, all of them in Banana Land. Bill Leroy, a couple fantastic stops behind the dish in this at-bat. As the heater inside and the count goes full. LJ thought that might have clipped him. Vincent Chapman didn't see it, so we'll get a payoff pitch. And that one flicked to right. Noah Bridges easing his way in. We'll fire it back to second, almost in time to get the retreating Justin Wiley. And that was really big 3-2 pitch made there by Kyle Lewis.
That was the first 3-ball count on the night for Cowboy Kyle, who's done a great job commanding the strike zone. I think that's been the early difference between his start and Jared Donaldson's from the night before.
Jacob Robson well out in front of the slider. He bounced it back to the pride of Richmond Hill. Kyle grabbed his tour-leading 5th trick play for pitchers, that is. Beautifully spotted heater. And he's got the Monarch center fielder behind no balls, 2 strikes. and a miss. 4 strikeouts on the evening for Cowboy Kyle, who will handstand his way off the bump. 2021 CPL champ. Looks like he's got it all working early tonight.
Yeah, and we're seeing good MPIs for Mr. Lewis as well. We talked about the 1 minute, 54-second first inning, but now back-to-back minutes per inning in the mid-4s, still very good marks in terms of a starting pitcher's MPI.
The Banana Band blasting away in the stands. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd, the Bananas have walked off the first 2 frames already tonight. And you get a good look at our brass band blaring their instruments for a full capacity Legends Field. Second of 3 games here in Cowtown. Well over 7,000 packed into the home of the Kansas City Monarchs, who last year were 65-35, best record in the 12-team American Association. They won their division for the 3rd straight campaign. Western Division champs. They'd won the South in 2021 and 2019. There's no ball being played in the American Association in 2020. And they've won the whole thing. Championships in 2018 and 2021. Joe Calfapietra, their manager, took home Coach of the Year both of those campaigns.
And when you look at this Monarchs team, they really are at the top of the class in the American Association. And I think that, and of course, the legend that is associated with the Kansas City Monarchs and this city, a big part of the reason the Bananas wanted to come and play these guys here in Legends Field.
Couldn't agree more.
Not trying to get taken down. Hey, where's your lunch box?
Ryan Cox in the 6th hole for the Bananas, leads off the bottom of the 3rd. Jackson Olsen on deck, Danny Hosley due up to hit 3rd. All right, and what a surprise this is. Jacob Robson with a mic on him, jogging out to center field. How you doing, Big Tiger?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing better.
Yeah,
I just struck out. I'm okay.
Yeah, I completely get it, man. Listen, thank you for taking the time to throw this on. I didn't think there was a chance in the world we'd get you for this inning.
Say that one more time.
I just appreciate you throwing it on. I didn't think we were going to grab you.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm not hearing anything.
No worries. We'll get rolling. So Jacob, 2 for 4 with a double last night. Excellent banana ball debut as Ryan Cox fouls out to a fan and there's 1 down. I'm guessing you've never seen that before in your baseball career.
I can't say I have. I cannot say I have. But it helps my pitcher out, so I'm happy about it.
You're in on it. All right, I love it. That's Ryan Cox's 3rd career foul out to a fan. Ties Tanner Thomas for most all-time in banana ball history. For everybody keeping track at home. Now Jackson Olsen coming in hitting .308. And a nice front door bender from Jeff Singer for strike number 1. So Jacob, you've got 10 plus innings of banana ball in the books. What are your thoughts thus far?
Oh, I gotta get, oh, here we go.
Yeah, Jackson's gonna steal first base. That's the 2nd time he's done it on the tour.
I gotta get a lot of things that I wasn't too familiar with before, you know, energy stuff and a lot of things that could kind of distract you as a player.
Yes.
So you gotta get good at blocking out the noise for sure.
And I'm guessing last night was the first time you ever had an at-bat against a 76-year-old man in a meaningful game.
Yeah, no, that was an interesting one for sure.
Yeah. I'm guessing as Danny Hosley at the disc comes in hitting .227, although he hit .370 in April. So heating up as of late. I'm guessing you held the back there for fear of the damage you could do with it, as that one's chopped to 3rd. Nice snag by Wiley. He will get the lead runner at 2nd, and that's all. 2 down. Now Jacob, as Noah Bridges comes up to the dish with Hosley on first base at 2 away. You just came off a season in the Australian Baseball League with our buddy Jake Skoll. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, unbelievable time in Australia, beautiful country, and I'm so lucky and honored that I got to play with Foley there. Great teammate, great baseball player, but better person. I think that's the most important thing. So, yeah, super lucky for that experience.
Maceo doing his wrecking ball dance over at first base.
Now, Jacob, speaking of other recent experiences, I mean, you got to be a part of Team Canada in the 2023 World Baseball Classic. You're playing alongside guys like Freddie Freeman and Tyler O'Neill. Just walk me through what that experience was like for you, maybe how you've grown through that.
Yeah, that was an awesome thing. Just amazing to watch those guys, big leaguers, go about their business in Freeman and O'Neill there. Good teammates, and I love playing for my country, competing with those guys, and yeah, it was just overall a great time. Playing in a big league stadium too was awesome there in Arizona.
Well, your buddy Singer takes care of the Nanners here in the third. Good work from Jeff. Thank you so much for slapping the mic on, Jacob. Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll be in contact. There goes the Kansas City Monarchs center fielder, Jacob Robson. And about 17 more questions for him, but good work by the Monarchs southpaw there. Gives up the steal of first base. But a little help from the fans, fielder's choice, and finishes it off on his own with his second strikeout of the night.
Yeah, and a 3-minute and 30-second minutes per inning. Singer's first minutes per inning mark registered tonight. That's a pretty good number for him, and I'm sure he's got the fan to thank for part of that.
That's a fact. Okay, here comes Malachi Mitchell. As soon as our fan touches first base, this is out dash the flash. Haven't seen it in a minute, and boy, like a cheetah tracking down a lame gazelle, this race looks like it is over. Yeah, Malachi showing off his blazing speed. Ivan Trezak still the only contestant to take down Flash the Kid. The camaraderie between the two opponents as they exit stage left. And Kyle, cruising through his first 3 innings of the night, has faced 11 hitters, and oh my gosh, we had Dalton Malden and Jared Donaldson waving at us for a heartbeat. Thanks, fellas. That warms the heart. Feels good to be seen, you know, Josh?
Yeah, it really does. It's one of those things, it just makes you appreciate the guys that we've got in our, on the Bananas team. I mean, we've got some wonderful characters here in Banana Land.
3-4-5 for the Monarchs in the top of the fourth. Adolfo, Herman, and Collins. That ball cranked through the 6-hole into left. And Micah popped out in foul territory to EJ over at first. Now 1 for 2 on the night. 3 for 7 on the series. Now Chris Herman getting a half night off. Has 1 of 3 Monarchs hits. Line drive base knock his first time. And he's trying to argue with Vincent Chapman that he still kept a foot in the box. Vincent saying, but you took a foot out of the box. That's why a strike is called on you. So 1-1 count, that one back to Kyle, to Cox, between the legs, over to first. A magnificent 1-6-3 double play. And the boys will shake their keisters in a raucous celebration.
That's just unbelievable. I mean, Kyle Lewiggs now, he has had 4 balls hit back to them. You talk about a guy with a lot of command in the zone. You don't see too many pitchers that get that many fielding opportunities in a ball game. It just speaks to the effectiveness of Kyle Lewiggs out there on the mound tonight so far.
That's Coxie's second trick play of the night. His 46 and 47 attempts on the tour. obviously leading all fielders. Here's Gavin Collins. Struck out swinging his first time. And the Monarchs catcher watches the bender get the bottom of the outside corner of the zone. That one came in at 75. Fastball at 89. EJ trying to track this down, running out of room, makes the catch! Leading over the tarp! Stupendous play by Eric Jones. And the Bananas flashing the leather in the fourth. Kyle Lewigs with 4 goose eggs now.
And how about this? A 6-pitch inning from Mr. Lewigs, and now a 1 minute and 47-second MPI. He broke his season best record in the first inning. Now he's broken it again.
That is the 21st fastest inning of all time, after he already turned in the 23rd fastest. Kyle only had one of the top 25 fastest innings of all time coming into the night. He now owns 3.
And Biko, we are hey babying here, and I want you to look up on our clock. We've got 1 minute and 19 seconds left. We didn't even get through 3 innings in that time. It's unbelievable. There's been a tremendous pace of play tonight. We talked last night, only getting through 8 innings. The guys would need to speed it up quite a bit, and we've seen the same from both the Bananas and the Monarchs out there on the field of play.
In 3 trick plays through 4 innings for the Nanners, 2 from Coxie, 1 from Kyle. They're doing it in style. And it's the full capacity Legends Field. All hay babying here in the middle of the 4th. Nanners never led last night in a 4-2 defeat. But a great start. The night is young, as Josh just mentioned. Only 3.5 innings in the books. And still over an hour and 18 minutes on the clock. And end of the night for Jeff Singer. New man on the mound is Patrick Weigel. Took a look at the bender there at 79. The fastballs have been around 91 to 92. And Weigel, guy who spent some time with your favorite team in Major League Baseball.
That's right, called up and made his debut with the Atlanta Braves in 2020 during the COVID-19 season. And then Patrick Weigel shipped off to the Milwaukee Brewers with Chad Sabatka in the Orlando Arcia trade. And Arcia currently the Braves starting shortstop, but on the injured list for them. So Weigel, highly thought of in the Braves system early on as a great reliever and a possible setup guy for them. And then, you know, spent some time with the Brewers, was in the Seattle Mariners organization this past year. Now he comes here to Kansas City to play for the Monarchs.
And for longtime Banana fans, Patrick Weigel hails from the same hometown of 2021 Coastal Plain League champion, Mr. Cole Kitchen, Thousand Oaks, California. And by the way, Josh, as Bill Leroy gets his second AB of the night, Randy Voss down the first baseline says the Bananas backstop did not go around. 2-base sprint and scored the inning-winning run in the first on the Eric Jones RBI single. Congratulations to Braden Shoemake, the 4th Banana to make a Major League debut. He's starting for the Braves tonight.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, the Braves, ever since the Arcia injury, they've gone with a couple different guys starting at shortstop. And Braden Shoemake with an OPS above 800 playing for the Gwinnett Stripers finally earned the call-up for the Braves, and it's very well deserved. He also had a tremendous spring training, and hopefully he's able to make an impact as we've got yet another Savannah Banana in Major League Baseball.
You love to see it. Shoemake, 2016 Coastal Plain League champ on that inaugural Savannah squad. Bill bounces out to Gio Bruce over at first. Now EJ, who notched his 7th walk-off of the tour back in the first with the RBI single. Watches the 87-mile-an-hour slider dip below the knees. Weigel was drafted twice, first by the Milwaukee Brewers in 2014 as EJ puts a charge in that. But fresh off the mic out there, Jacob Robson hardly has to move to haul it in. And a couple of quick outs here for Weigel, who, after being selected by the Brewers in the 22nd round in 2014 out of Oxnard College, ended up transferring to the University of Houston and being snagged by the Braves in the 7th round a year later. Maceo Harrison flopping around like a fish, like SpongeBob SquarePants theme song tells you to. Michael Deeb in the 3-hole in the lineup. At his first steal of first base on the tour. Malachi Mitchell pinch ran for him. Ended up scoring the inning-winning run in the 2nd as Weigel apoplectic that bender was not called a strike by Vincent Chapman. I understand his concern as Deeb fouls off the 95-mile-an-hour cheese. Weigel 28 now, 6 years in the Braves organization. One with the Brewers, one with the Mariners. Played up in Milwaukee and in Nashville for the Sounds at AAA. Last year was pitching for the Rainers, AAA for the Seattle Mariners as that one, a Baltimore chop to the left side of the infield, barehanded and thrown to first by Wiley, not in time. Indeed, wasn't his hardest hit ball of the tour. Looks like a screamer in the book.
Yeah, and that's only Deeb's 2nd hit to the opposite field this season. I know it's a little chopper down the third base side, but it counts just the same as if it had been hit all the way out to left field.
So nice, you got to see it twice. Now Dakota McFadden, cleanup hitter for the Bananas. Cuts and misses, tight slider. Once again, that one at 89. Man, that's a uncomfortable swing. Quick 0-2 count on the Niners DH, who struck out swinging his first time. D-Mac, the tour leader in walk-offs with 9. And that is a front door bender, bottom of the zone. White Castle special. 3 breaking balls. D-Mac headed back to the dugout. Weigel gives up the infield single, but comes away with the K and only faces 4, strands 1 in a 4-minute and 30-second bottom of the 4th inning. Still a 2-0 lead for the Nanners going to the 5th.
Believe it or not, this is where the intricacies of MPI come into play. We're actually going to credit Patrick Weigel with a 4-minute and 10-second MPI due to the walk-up times of Michael Deeb and Dakota McFadden.
That is quick Bananalytics statistical savantry from you right there. Now let's check in on the Banana center fielder, DR Meadows, with a mic on him. How you doing, Doc?
Talk to me, Biko. Talk to me.
Oh, it is so good to hear that Vidalia, Georgia draw. You having a good evening, buddy?
I've been waiting for this moment for a while.
Listen, we really appreciate you slapping a mic on. Good start to your night, 1 for 1, but obviously you're on the broadcast to talk about the 5th best play in sports last night, according to the worldwide leader, ESPN, and we're watching it on the broadcast right now. What's going through your mind as you're trying to track that thing down last night?
Sorry, Biko. I'm trying to get some service.
Yeah, just find the right spot.
I think that's it right there.
Okay, you got it. What's going through your mind as you're trying to track that ball down last night?
Well, I had a lightsaber in my back just knocking me in the face out of my run, and I'm like, oh, Lord. And, I just laid out at the right time, I guess. So that's pretty cool.
Do you think you've ever made a better play in the field in your life?
Oh, yeah. That's probably the coolest thing I've ever done.
And the first time you made an appearance on SportsCenter Top 10?
What'd you say?
And the first time you made it on the top 10?
Oh yeah, that was super special. I've always wanted to, make that.
Switch hitting first baseman Gio Brusa bounced out to Kyle his first time. Behind 0-1, and Vincent Chapman's going to call time. He wants to dust the plate off.
Here we go.
And obviously he's going to take the opportunity to give us a little dance. This is cute. As per usual, the keister, really the most important part of any boogie that Vincent's going to break out for us.
He is shaking it.
Yeah, a couple staples there from the world's only dancing home plate umpire. Now, DR, how about Stan Verrett last night going first name only for you, calling you David Ray in the top place?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but only my mom really calls me that.
Your mom and SportsCenter anchors.
Yeah.
That's intimacy right there. That's what we like to see.
Yeah,
it's like you and Stan are best friends.
Yeah, it wasn't David Meadows, it wasn't DR, it was David Ray.
Oh, Lord. This is you, DR. Oh, no chance. On a hop. That's a good job, just keeping Gio Brusa with 2 bags.
Yeah, I had him shaded in the other gap. Wish I could have come up with something better.
Easy to be a Monday morning quarterback on the defensive positioning.
Yeah, we don't really have a spray chart on these guys quite yet, so
No.
I'll tell you what I can get.
This is only the 3rd day the Monarchs are together as a team. 1 day of practice, and then they played banana ball last night. Oh, no! If it's fair, it's gone. It's foul.
Strike one.
Dylan Rosa was struck out by Kyle Lewis his first time and tried for some quick hitting revenge there. Gets him with the bender.
Yeah, Kyle he's got his stuff tonight. That's super special.
Right after him with the heater, that one at 89. He's been sitting 89 to 90 with the fastball. Now, DR, can you walk us through your Banana Land journey here? I mean, going from the speedster of the college team playing only in the infield to last August starting as a pro. As a fan, could make a play here. It is not caught.
I'm sorry, BK, you cut out right there.
Yeah, no, just walk us through your journey in Banana Land. I mean, it's not even a full calendar year since you came here for the first time, and I feel like it's been wild.
Graduate college, and Barry gives me a call. You're gonna come play banana ball in August. I'm like, absolutely. Then he was like, hey, we might need you during the college series. You're still eligible since you just graduated. So I was like, yeah, just give me a call. So I packed up my apartment in Columbus in literally a day, and I was in Savannah the next day.
And how about, stealing 26 bags in 20 games, winning a Coastal Plain League championship, and then transitioning to the outfield and being known as the world's only back-flipping center fielder that's a strikeout.
I love it. Infield was fun all through college, but getting to just run around out here, chase balls down, it's even more fun.
And you weren't back-flipping before you made the journey out to the outfield. It's going to be Olivier Basabe. Rounded into a trick play out from Ryan Cox's first time.
I'm hoping we get this guy out here and get a fly ball with 2 outs to try to hit one of those back flips.
Yeah, man, that was such an aggressive move. I love you going after the backflip last night, but I think that ball was 113 miles per hour off the bat.
I had it timed up. I just it was a little low to convert all the way around. So
that ball blasted out to right. Noah Bridges has a beat on it. He can't get there. It's a foul ball. We'll have another 1-2 from Kyle. Now, this is your first trip to Kansas City. How's the atmosphere held up to the rest of the stops on the tour?
This place is electric. If you just look around, I got a lot of people behind me wanting to hang out, so I guess in the next couple innings I'll be out there with them. Come on. There we go.
Another chance for Mr. Bridges.
There we go, Bridge. Let her ride.
He'll 360 that thing. Wow, that's a beautiful throw.
Great shot there. He didn't stand a chance. All right. I'm calling this one right here. Pop up to me, guy on second, back.
Back flipping season, baby. Shout out Mark Canna. Justin Wiley, the third baseman, infield single his first time. Was stranded at second a couple innings ago.
Oh no, back!
Noah, just in front of the track with a little spice. DR Meadows, congrats on the top play, man. Thanks so much for slapping the mic on, dude. There goes Mr. David Meadows. Jogging back to his dugout as you get to look at Noah Bridges, adding a sprinkle of drama to the fly out to right. And t-shirt toss time here in Legends Field. Biko Scala, Josh Talevsky, and you are our Bananalytics statistical savant for a reason. Have you cooked something up for us this evening?
So we brought back the PowerPoints. I've got a little PowerPoint for you because I don't have my whiteboard. Would have been a little hard to get through airplane security. Here we go. Banana stat comparisons. We're going to look at numbers versus the party animals and then versus challenger teams.
Okay.
So let's get into this at some point. This was supposed to be I was working on another PowerPoint at the same time. It would appear I've gotten my my PowerPoints confused here. Yeah, that's a little awkward.
Move past the friendship test.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't read into this one too much. I don't want you getting any ideas. Crew, can we get to the stats, please? Come on.
There's X's through me.
Here we go. Don't worry about it. Bananas batting stats. You can see 24 games against the party animals and 5 games against challenger teams. Now, our stats that are highlighted just show where the Bananas are doing better. So the Bananas batting .358 coming into the night against challengers, only .282 against the party animals. Now, the only stat the Bananas are doing better against with the party animals is they are striking out less, but that's because they are seeing those pitchers more. Now, we'll get into some pitching stats really quick. And as you can see, the Bananas, they are doing everything better pitching and fielding-wise against challenger teams, as we're going to get back down into the game action with DR Meadows, our man who was just now mic'd up, getting up to the plate here.
And DR still has the mic on him. How you living, Dom?
I'm back, baby.
Let's do it to it.
Just a bit outside.
That one pumping in at 93. New man on the mound is Jackson McClellan. That one at 94. You feeling good? You feeling confident?
Feeling confident. Just try to slow the game down here. Take some deep breaths. That's the key out here is you got to slow the game down even when it's fast. So
I'd say you've done a pretty good job with that, DR. You've added .515 in the month of April.
That's a good
ball. Is that a ball there? Okay. 96.
Yes. Yeah, Vincent thinks that was a pinch up.
Yeah, I probably should have looked at that one a little longer.
You're 1 for 1 on the night. Base knock your first time.
Hit it where it ain't. There it is.
Good blinks. That one at 97.
What should I do here, Biko? Tell me.
Listen, pick a spot.
If it's there, hit it. If it ain't,
yeah, let the velo do the damage, man. Yep. Good cut. That was on the outside corner.
Yeah, he's throwing it in there.
That was
get ready earlier here.
Payoff pitch, Doc.
Oh, no, right by me.
No,
see ya.
That's nasty at 95.
Honestly, I got myself out there.
Helped him out just a little bit.
Yeah, I should have been a little bit smoother or smarter with the pitches there.
Have you seen Bilo like that a few times in your life?
Only a couple times, honestly.
Yeah, that was no joke. Well, David, thank you so much.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. It's been a blast, Miko.
Appreciate you, dude. Have fun the rest of the night.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
There goes Mr. David Ray Meadows. As Ryan Cox will try his luck against the new flamethrower.
You know, if Mr. Meadows had earned that sprint there, Biko, I was going to say that if you had ever decided to hang up the headset, you had a career in coaching, but I'm not sure after that, AB.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been there so many times in life where you swing at that pitch outside the zone and you don't understand why you did it. I mean, it came in at 95, so you kind of do, and it looked like it had some cut to it, but you don't have a whole lot of time to decide if you're going to swing or not, as Coxie sends 95 into right. Bananas shortstop popped out to a fan his first time. He's 1 for 2.
And that's got to feel good for Ryan Cox. I mean, this guy only batted 171 in the month of April. In fact, he hasn't had a multi-hit game since March the 31st in Scottsdale. So Ryan Cox now on track to possibly do that and provide a little more spark offensively for the Bananas batting in the middle of this order.
Now our TikTok superstar, Jackson Olsen, stole first in the third. Chops that one up the middle. Nice scoop, a tag, and the flip to first. Schnazzy double play turned by LJ Hatch. Malachi could not slam the brakes early enough. And the one base single eliminated one pitch later. One out single, rather. Old 6'3" DP. Here's Sharp.
Fans, please join the Bananas in honoring the men and women that serve this great nation as we salute our hometown heroes of the night. The Savannah Bananas thank you for your service and commitment to our great country and for protecting our freedom.
We send those thoughts to everybody watching on YouTube, Biko Scala, Josh Talevsky, and thanks to Nick Keldy, our drone extraordinaire and roaming camera master. We have frozen bananas smothered in chocolate with nuts and some kind of marshmallow dressing, and we're gonna try them. Whoa.
Got a little on your mic there, buddy.
Saving it for later. Wow. Not very frozen anymore because we've kept them in the fridge for 4 innings. 5, figured out. But boy, this is, I mean, as far as the dessert goes, this is like a 9.87 for me.
I can tell that this banana was hand-dipped with love. That's what I'll say. So, if you ever come to Legends Field, just know that those hand-dipped bananas, hand-dipped with love.
Whoa. We got some Oreo crumbles, it looks like. There's some sprinkles. There's like a pool of chocolate in our containers here. What's your rating? Out of 10, buddy. Whoa.
I'm hoping I'm not going too high here, but it's been a while since I've had a banana. I think I'm giving this a, I'll give it a 9.3.
Wow. Top of the order. Near the top of the 6th. You're worried if you're going too high. I just gave it a 9.87.
Wow!
Yeah, ma'am.
You going 2 sick bigs on me?
I already did. I did it before you even gave your 9.3.
I was lost in the banana.
You were lost in the banana sauce, man. That thing rocked. LJ, the shortstop, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and flyout tonight, 0 for 6 in the series. Robson on deck. Adolfo in the hole. And the count runs full. On Hatch. Kyle goes out after him with a bender on the outside corner. We'll do it again.
Okay, now how can we connect this chocolate dipped banana to Cinco de Mayo, Biko?
Okay, let me think about that while the Bananas have their first sprint defense of the night. Josh mentioned coming into the game in 11 innings against challengers, Kyle only had 3 sprints. You can do the math, that's only his 4th in 16 plus innings tossed against challengers now. And LJ content with 1 base. It's the first time he has reached base. He's the last of the 9 starters for the Monarchs across the series to do so. As Kyle sneaks 89 past Jacob Robson, the center fielder, who's grounded out to Cowboy Kyle and struck out. Cut and a miss, nasty. Slider diving down and in on the Monarch center fielder. And the heater misses in. That one at 91. See Kyle bounce between 89 and 92 with the fastball tonight. And that's 90 on the dot. And as Vincent does the worm for the punch out, the entire Bananas team all lays down to celebrate. And Hatch steals second base.
6 strikeouts now for Kyle Lewig, so averaging a strikeout per inning at the moment. Actually higher than a strikeout per inning for Mr. Lewigs.
He's got 1 out now in the 6th, but a man in scoring position for the 2nd straight frame. Micah Adolfo, 1 for 2. Pop out and a single. And he's able to hold on the bender down and away. That's a pass ball as Micah steps out of the box, so the count even at 1-1. And he's all smiles about it.
Oh, wow, he and Vince gonna hug that one out.
You know, Vincent's just doing his job. It's nice to see that Micah understands. Pride of San Pedro de Macorís. San Pedro de Macorís, rather, in the DR. Made it up to AAA Charlotte. In the Chicago White Sox organization, mentioned earlier, he was their top prospect in 2019 and 2020. Still ranked 10th in the organization in 2021. That ball lifted to right center. Meadows over. He'll make the snag, and not a chance in the world to get Hatch tagging from third. That's an unearned run for Kyle. But that's how a run can be manufactured by professional hitters. 1 base sprint, steal of second, while the Bananas were all literally doing a sleeping celebration for a strikeout. Gets to third on the pass ball, scores on the sac fly. Adolfo's first ribeye in the series. Still 3 for 7 overall. Now Chris Herman, 1 for 2, a single, and he bounced into a 1-6-3 double play. 79 miles an hour on that off-speed pitch. DR mentioned it when he was on the mic. Josh and I talked about it earlier tonight. Kyle looks like he has all of his pitches. He's throwing them when he wants, where he wants. As Chris Herman, 8 years in the big leagues. Good job of fighting that one off.
You know, it's hard to sneak a fastball 1-2 past an 8-year major league veteran. Chris Herman with a single here with 2 outs.
Now it'll be Gavin Collins, the Lake Forest, California native. 13th round draft pick by Cleveland in 2016 out of Mississippi State. Made it up to AAA Columbus with Cleveland as that ball drilled to left center. DR racing back in front of the track, makes the snag. 1 run for the Monarchs on 1 hit, 1 man stranded in the top of the 6th. Kyle still has not allowed an earned run overall tonight. And it's been another really impressive performance by the Bananas ace.
You know, I believe that he's starting to feel really comfortable out there on the mound, especially against challenger opponents. We have Kyle up on the broadcast and we hear how much he looks forward to seeing new lineups and not the same 9-10 guys in a lineup. So for Kyle, this is an opportunity that I know he savors. And you talk about the pitch balance today. He has gotten ahead in so many counts for the Bananas. And then you talk about that breaking stuff. That's what's been able to generate those chases, the swings and misses that has led to his 6 strikeouts so far on the night.
We've got a current pizza run going on as you get to look at Noah Bridges signing autographs in right. These guys, both contestants, one going into the left side of the seats. There's your guy going into the right field foul territory area. Trying to race up to Banana on the left side of the field, Maceo down the right side. And get those pizzas to him first. New man on the mound for the Monarchs, Reza Ali-Aziz. Man out of Oklahoma State. And a man after my own heart. Favorite movie, The Lord of the Rings trilogy. You and I, Reza, you and I, man. He's drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 28th round back in 2018. Out of Oklahoma State, up in Stillwater. Guy who went to Yavapai College, JUCO in Prescott, Arizona for a couple years before heading to OK State. Spent a couple years with the Dodgers, made it up to High A, Rancho Cucamonga, the Quakes, in Lone Mart Field, where we're going to be July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. There's Banana Land connections everywhere you look. Threw for the Ogden Raptors in the Pioneer League back in 2021. And Danny Hosley leading off the bottom of the 6th is going to make his entrance with the help of Bruno Mars coming from the stands. And his team, all backup karaoke dancers and singers. Well, 24 karat magic.
It is in the air in Kansas City.
Colton Malden actually didn't tell us it was in the air before this ball game, although he did last night. .91 mile an hour heater in there for strike 1. 8-9-1 for the Bananas. Hosley, Bridges, and then Leroy at the top. That fastball at 92. Hosley reached on a fielder's choice his first time, 0 for 1 tonight. Fastball yanked down and away. He's at a T-guard, Oregon. Firing it to the pride of Vienna, Virginia. And Hosley plunked. Scary one there. Good thing he got the shoulder in the way. That fastball at 91. Right at the head of the Bananas second baseman, who's starting to go the wrong way. Luckily, Vinny DeRubius, Christian Dearman, Malachi Mitchell there to point him in the right direction. Flash the Kid's gonna bring him his helmet. And Hosley ties Bill Leroy for the tour lead in hit by pitches. Both of them plunked 5 times.
And what a way to extend his now 4-game on-base streak for the Bananas.
Not the most comfortable way to do it. Helps the old OBP. And he 3 for 4 on his stolen base attempts, off on the pitch there. And it saved the Bananas from their lead runner being eliminated as Noah Bridges grounds out to Olivier Basabe. The Bananas won the first and second innings. They need a run here in the bottom of the 6th to tie it up. Bill Leroy has one of his 4 career home runs as a Banana across 6 seasons here in Kansas City last year. He represents the inning-winning run.
And you figure at some point, Bill's gonna get a little aggressive up at the plate, really try and swing out of his shoes and send another one over the left field wall. And Biko, I think that was one of those swings from Leroy.
A 1 count on the Bananas catcher. 0 for 1 on the night. A 2-base sprint. Scored the inning-winning run in the first. This could be caught by a fan. It is! Bill Leroy fouls out to a fan. It's the second out made by the crowd tonight. Both of them have gone against the Nanners.
And this one's gonna be met with a chorus of boos. I mean, we've really seen the fans in Kansas City rally behind the Bananas. Not only when guys like Dakota Stiltzall Britton and Bill Lee have come into pitch, but now when foul balls are caught for outs.
You take a look at it again. That's the first time the 6-year Banana has ever popped out to a fan as Eric Jones fouls the first offering off from Ali Aziz. DJ 1 for 2. Walked off the first with a base knock. Hosley leads off second. The inning's tying run. And we're gonna call time because Justin Wiley, the third baseman for the Monarchs, was over retrieving that foul ball. Chopper to third, Wiley crossed the diamond in time, and that will do it. Monarchs strike back. They've cut the Bananas lead in half. It's a 2-1 ball game after 6 innings of play. And as you get another look at that ground out, what an honor it is to welcome in the 3-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove Award winner, 2-time Platinum Glove winner, and 2015 World Series champion, Mr. Alex Gordon himself.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Absolutely our pleasure. As you get a look at Matt Wolf, our trick pitching extraordinaire, getting rolled out and backflipping his way onto the bump with a cartwheel for dramatic effect. Back up into the booth. Here is our World Series champion sandwiched in between Biko and Josh. Alex, tremendous work out there on the bump. Yeah. Awful close to a first pitch that counted for a strike tonight, man.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on me. I mean, I didn't know it was meant for something about, 15, 20 minutes before the game they told me, so I had to loosen up with Jeremy Guthrie for a little bit because I knew it counted.
Oh, man. Vincent couldn't give you one there. I mean, that was awful close.
I didn't want to throw it in the dirt, didn't want to throw it over, but I try to ump it up a little bit. I've thrown a couple first pitches, and I usually just lob it in there so I don't mess it up, and I try to bring the heat a little bit, but think it was like 70 or something like that. So not that great, but I'm retired now, so it's all good.
I guarantee if it was up to the fans here in Legends Field, they would have called that pitch a strike, especially for a lifetime Kansas City Royal like yourself.
I mean, these fans are great. It's been a blast out here. The support, just walking around the stadium has been awesome. So it's just great to just be around this community.
Now 6 innings in the books as a spectator of your first Banana Ball game of all time. What are your thoughts?
The kids love it, man. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it keeps me entertained the whole time. I mean, I'm locked in, and I didn't know much about Savannah Bananas. Watching it from afar, from the kids, watching it on TV and everything. But it's been a blast. Kind of makes me think of who's getting sold out more, the Royals or the Bananas tonight. So it's interesting.
The people are asking. This is the 228th straight night game sold out for the Bananas. As that one on a hop to Eric Jones. He'll flip it under the leg to Matt Wolf. That's EJ's first trick play of the year, an easy one at that. He's officially 1 for 1 as Gio Barusa bounces out to his counterpart. Now Dylan Rosa, the left fielder, 0 for 2 with a couple Ks. Skies it to center. DR Meadows under it. Backflipping, makes the catch.
Wow.
Lands the backflip.
That is awesome.
Have you ever seen that before, Alex?
Not the backflip. I can do like the behind the back catch, but not a backflip. That's impressive.
So nice, we get to see it twice.
Has he ever dropped it?
Twice on the tour he has. He's now 16 for 18 in his trick plays.
I love it.
Last night he tried to grab a line drive that was approximately 122 miles per hour off the bat and turned it to an inside the Parker when he went for the backflip. Ricocheted off the heel of the glove. Now Olivier Basabe, the second baseman. 0 for 2, ground out and a fly out. And Matt Wolf quickly ahead 1 and 2. Yeah, Bender just misses down. 2-2 with 2 down.
Look at a drone.
Drone zooming around. It's actually a 3-2 pitch, so that'll be a sprint for the Monarchs. Nanners get pretty lackadaisical with it in the field. They're realizing that Kansas City is only going to take 1 base on all of these. So, Alex, what is it going to take for you to suit up for the Bananas, man?
If they would have asked me maybe a little bit beforehand, I didn't get the invite until yet last night from Jeremy Guthrie. So I need a little bit more time to prepare and get the body ready to go. So maybe someday.
Okay, terrific. Well, that's a very intriguing answer there. So you just need a little time to maybe get back into game shape?
Yeah, I haven't swung a baseball bat since I retired, so that's about 3 years. It's been all golf clubs, so I gotta get it locked in a little bit.
Well, the golf clubs are treating you well. You look like you could go out there and hit one 500 feet.
I can drive it pretty well, but that's about it. After that, it's a struggle. So didn't start playing until I retired, so it's been a hard game to learn, but I love it. Here we go.
Well, just like that, Basabe picked off. And that will end any kind of threat for the Monarchs in the top of the 7th. Matt Wolf faces the minimum. Thanks to the back pick from Bill Leroy. And the Nanners just need 1 run to walk off the 7th and increase the lead. So we've got to go after that. What's your response to every inning being a game within itself?
I mean, it's entertaining, right? I mean, it just puts a little bit more excitement to every pitch, every inning. It's like everyone's locked into everything that's going on. So it's just pure entertainment is all I can really explain.
And now our unique take on the 7th inning stretch.
Is this the future of baseball right here? Like, is this what it's going to look like soon?
You know what? It feels like we could be trending
the way that Major League Baseball is changing the rules. Who knows, you know?
Listen, causation or correlation?
Yeah.
Bananas have sold out over 200 straight games with 2-hour time limit on the game. All of a sudden there's a pitch clock at the top level. Bases are bigger, trying to get more action going on. Only 2 pickoffs now per at bat.
Yep.
It's a whole new game. What are your thoughts on MLB's rule change?
I love it. I was kind of hesitant because I'm old school a little bit, but I love how it's kind of stopped the shift. It's let the athletes kind of show their athleticism a lot more. The pickoffs is a little different. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it just speeds up the game. I know going to spring training this year, I talked to a lot of the players, and they were all about it, just because the game moved so fast and it was so up tempo. So I think players and fans are starting to catch on to it. So it's great.
Now, you played at such an interesting time in MLB history. I mean, just in your 14 years in the league, you must have seen the shift come in so strong and kind of change the game you were playing.
It made me actually become a better hitter because I had to start going the opposite way all the time. I started hitting line drives to the right side, and they would be coming outs where before they were base hits all day. So it made me actually an all-around better hitter, to be honest.
Jordan Martinson is going to be the new man out of the pen for the Monarchs. Jordan, the 5'11" southpaw out of Dallas Baptist University, drafted by the New York Mets in the 11th round back in 2019. Got up to AAA with the Dodgers, playing in Oklahoma City, Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, where the Bananas will be on the 26th and 27th of this very month. And a returning Monarch. He's got 3, 4, 5 for the Bananas. Deeb, McFadden, and Meadows due to swing it. Boys in yellow just need one run to win the inning as Maceo Harrison, normally the dancing first base coach, takes his talents across the diamond. Deeb, the left fielder tonight. 1 for 1. An infield single and his first steal of first base on the tour. This is a guy who spent time in the Chicago White Sox organization, and you can get so little at bats when you're on the home side of Banana Ball. With you see the first inning, 2 guys hit, you walk off the inning, all of a sudden it's over. Deeb's been a guy who Jesse Cole, owner of the Bananas, will get on his case all the time. Oh, you probably could have stolen first on that one. Michael's trying to get his 3 ABs on the night as he rolls that one over, and who's covering first? How about that? 2 for 2 on the night. He hasn't gotten a ball out of the infield.
It's a line drive in the book.
Good night for the third-year Nanner, hitting .337 on this young tour. But I'm sure you can relate from a baseball player side of things that Deeb, it's pretty rare on a pass ball that he's going to steal first just because he wants to get his swings in.
Yeah, it's a little different, but you know, he wants to get his work in, so I love it.
I'll tell you what, steal first base, you get a stolen base on the statistics, helps the on-base percentage.
It looks like you should play football.
Played 4 years at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Linebacker.
Jeez Louise.
You got a good eye, Alex. Dakota McFadden quickly behind 0-2. Couple Ks tonight, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Malachi over at first has already swiped a bag tonight. He stole home. As that is a 3-pitch strikeout. D-Mac's got a hat trick on the evening. And Martinson sets his sights on DR Meadows. 1 for 2. Single and a K himself.
There you go.
Throw down, not in time from Collins. It actually goes into center, and that was a really good job by Basabe at second to deke out Malachi. You ever pull those off at third?
I can't remember my third base days, to be honest. I just remember the outfield days. It was so long ago, but it was usually bad things and not good, so that's why I moved to the outfield. So
look at the replay one more time. Flash the kid bamboozled. He's still at second base because of it. 2-0 count on the Nanners center fielder, who last night made a full extension, Jim Edmonds-esque over-the-shoulder diving catch. It was number 5 on SportsCenter's top plays. He's a guy who his entire life was in the infield, and then this past August moved to the outfield. You can relate to that. I mean, what is that transition like?
Well, for me, I played a little bit in high school, so it wasn't all that difficult. It was good for me to go to left field from third base because I had that view my whole career, just playing third base, so it didn't change that much. But it was a struggle at first. I did it mid-year in the season, and luckily I had some really good coaches to teach me the right way to do it. So one of the best in the bigs, Rusty Kuntz, who still works for Royals, he was able to teach me and guide me through that year and make me become the outfielder I am today.
Now, where do you feel like you kind of elevated your defense out in left field specifically? I mean, 8 gold gloves is no joke.
And speaking of, that is going to be a walk-off for D.R. Meadows. His tour leading 9th, tied with D-Mac as Malachi scores. Niners win the inning 1-0, take a 3-1 lead in points. And the boys will groove
I love it.
on home plate.
No, that's one thing I can't do. I can't dance. So if I do come play, just expect me to play baseball, not dance. Although my daughter down there, she knows how to dance, so maybe she can teach me a couple moves.
All right, right behind home plate.
Right behind home plate, just, you'll see her dancing. Yep.
It's good stuff right there. Well, listen, when we get you suited up in a Bananas uniform, I think we'll have some dancing in your future.
Jeremy Guthrie's pitching. Here we go.
This is your guy.
I was on his pass list to get here. We had fantasy camp a couple months ago for the Royals, and he was out there throwing 100 pitches to the fantasy camper, so he still does it. I don't know how he does, but he still gets it done.
It is unbelievable. I mean, what was it like playing with Guthrie a couple years in Kansas City, and especially during that time when you guys made consecutive runs to the World Series and, of course, won it in 2015?
Yeah, he was one of our leaders on the team, just being an older guy and kind of set the tone, and a great personality guy. But he was a guy that could just pitch and his arm never got sore. I remember one time in Yankee Stadium, there was a 2-hour rain delay, and he pitched 3 innings, and he came back and continued the game. And like, you would never hear that from anybody else, but he stayed in the batting cage and kept throwing pitches, and then came back and still threw a couple more innings after that. So it's just the kind of pitcher and personality he is.
You can tell he's a gamer from watching him across his MLB career, but also in his banana ball debut back on March 11th, he threw in 3 innings for the former major leaguers.
Oh, he's got the Chiefs helmet.
And look at that. Hometown fans are going to enjoy the homage to the Kansas City Chiefs. And now Guthrie's going to bring in all of his fellow defenders. And it looks like they're doing the Chiefs special here. A little ring around the rosy.
Oh, he's going to throw it too.
Some trickery from the Bananas. Bill hustling behind the dish. And Guthrie gets a heater in there for a strike.
So good.
Oh. And now he's going to leave it at a 100% strike percentage with the helmet on.
Great shoe game by Jeremy Guthrie too.
People don't talk about it enough.
He owns so many shoes, I can't even count them, but has another pair of cleats on right now that are pretty impressive. So a lot of Jordans.
See him shine from up here. 2-1 count on Wiley. 1 for 2 on the night. So that one's tapped to second.
Oh, wow.
Danny Hosley with the glove flip behind the back. Tries to barehand it in foul territory. Oh. Comes up empty. And another life for the Monarchs shortstop. Bill now 3 for 9 on his trick play attempts. As you take a look at it, he had nailed that very play earlier in the year. Unsuccessful here, and Guthrie pays the price.
Tough one.
LJ, the last Monarch in the starting 9. Across the series to get a base hit. He's officially joined the party. Now Jacob Robson, the center fielder. A couple strikeouts and a ground out. Across an 0 for 3 night. He's 2 for 4 last night. More soft contact. Ryan Cox.
Back.
Will grab that one. He fires it to first. Not even close to it. Time for a double play. And now Micah Rodolfo, former White Sox #1 overall prospect. 1 for 2 on the night with a sac fly. And Guthrie with the trickery on the pitch, 100 feet away. LJ's going to take advantage, his second steal of the night. His first one was when the entire Bananas defense was all lying down. It's good banana ball IQ there. Two-one count on the Monarchs right fielder. Off speed, out of the zone at 82. Like a heater at 84 there. Could get me over 3-1 offering. Now the payoff pitch. Hot shot into left field. Hatch gets a stop sign. Good reason why. Michael Deeb, perfect one-hopper home. How much of your 8 gold gloves and 2 platinums do you think was because of all the assists out and left?
Well, not all assists were from me. I had Alcides Escobar, who usually I just gave it up to him and let him get an assist for me. So had some pretty good teammates that helped me out along the way. So
cutting a miss there from Chris. Nope, check that. Pinch hitter for Chris Herman. As Alante Hall flies out to DR Meadows. And that's a great inning from Jeremy Guthrie.
Good, Jer.
Had some help for the Monarchs from his own catcher. Bill Leroy trying to make a trick play. Gave KC some extra life. But Guthrie helps out his catcher. Strains men on the corners. And Jeremy continues to increase his case for a reason that this guy should be getting an inning every weekend for the Nanners.
I mean, he was calling games 2 days ago for the Royals. Now he's pitching for the Savannah Bananas. What isn't he doing right now?
Now, Alex, we want to let you get back to the action soon, but couple quick questions while we have you trapped in the booth. How cool is it to grow up in Lincoln, win back-to-back Big 12 Player of the Years at Nebraska, and then get drafted by the ball club 3 hours away from you and get to play 14 years there?
Dream come true, to stay home close, to have that support from family, from friends. It was pretty unbelievable. Couldn't ask for anything more. And then becoming a free agent in 2015 and then having Dayton Moore wanted me to come back meant everything to me. So to spend my whole career here was something special.
And is Kansas City, is this still home base for you now that you've retired?
Yeah, we live just south of here, so just about 10, 15 minutes away, so it's easy to get to this ballpark. But both me and my wife are from Nebraska, so we go back and forth all the time, but this is home for us.
Okay, take us back. First at bat, bases loaded, Kurt Schilling on the mound. What's going through your mind?
Just a little bit of nerves, right? You know, growing up, going to those games, sitting in the nosebleeds and then running out to my infield spot, just looking up at the stadium, just how big it was, and it was sold out, and then to get that situation. For my defense, it was a good at bat. We call it a quality plate appearance. I fouled out a couple 3-2 pitches, and then he threw me the old splitter. So I was a little juiced up for the moment, and he knew it, so he threw me the splitter. So. But I struck out my first at-bat, and then my last at-bat of my career I struck out, so what a way to go.
Okay, I think I've got a little bit of a question about a much better at-bat. I mean, it's the 9th inning, Game 1 of the 2015 World Series. You're down 1 coming up against Juris Familia. What was that at-bat like for you?
It was crazy. You know, during the playoffs, you know, no matter who you're playing, you go over the scouting reports like for 2 hours, and usually during the season it's only like 5-10 minutes. So we went over everything. The one thing we did leave out against Familia was that he had a quick pitch. And Salvi was hitting before me, and I was on deck, and he threw a quick pitch to Salvi, and I turned around to our hitting coach, and he's like, be ready for it. And sure enough, I got in the box, and I did the whole pitch clock thing. I didn't get out of the box the whole time because I knew he had a quick pitch. And 2-1 count, he threw the quick pitch, and it was a fastball right down the middle, so I was ready for it.
Wow. And then you guys, of course, went on to win that game in extra innings. In my humble opinion, one of the best game ones of a World Series of all time.
Yeah, I mean, we had some pretty special moments in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium for playoffs. The wild card game, all the comebacks we had. So that just adds to the list of, you know, all the memories we have here in Kansas City with my teammates and the fans.
Is there a favorite singular moment from either of those postseason runs in 14 or 15?
They were just a blur because it was just adrenaline, go. I would say, even though we won it in 15, I would say 2014 was a lot more fun because we kind of snuck in there after 30 seasons of not being there, and no one expected us to do it, and then to go 8-0 in the postseason was crazy. So the adrenaline, the excitement in 14 was something special.
Brandon Coach, the new man on the mound. He has 6, 7, 8 for the Bananas here in the bottom of the 8th, who just need one run to win the inning, less than 20 minutes on the clock. Remember, that's just to get through this half an inning, and then the clock can be thrown right out. You just can't start another inning once it runs out. Okay, Alex, last thing, and then we will free you. Where would you put the over-under on for your Banana Land debut, either playing for the Bananas or playing against them for the MLB PAA on September 3rd in Savannah?
I don't know about that, but you're going to have to talk to my agents a little bit about that.
We'll have our people talk to your people.
I'm not going to make any promises here, but I have liked what I've seen, and it's been pretty cool. And they've told me about all the ex-MLB players that have played here, so they're doing something special here.
All right, love to hear it. We'll pencil you in for next weekend. Appreciate you coming up to the booth, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
There goes Alex Gordon, legend of Kansas City. Thank you so much again. And as Alex exits the booth, what happened on the field?
Brandon Coach, I believe, was tossed from the game. He was arguing with Vincent Chapman, and Vincent might have ejected the first player in Banana Ball history.
I mean, this is mind-boggling and incredibly troublesome for the Kansas City Monarchs, who Brandon Coach was supposed to be their last guy throwing tonight. And as you mentioned, Josh, this is the 4th year that Banana Ball has existed as a sport. We had somebody ejected as a joke when they laid a bunt down back in 2020. Landry Mead was ejected when he tried to bunt in Banana Fest this past spring. Now the Monarchs nearly all just left the field thinking that they didn't have a pitcher. And now, chugging in from the pen is Winston McMartin. I mean, this is absolute mayhem. I want to look at that pitch again. That Coach was ejected after throwing. I mean, this is a guy spent 4 years in the Tampa Bay Rays system, with the Minnesota Twins in 2021, and there you see the ejection, a double ejection from Vincent Chapman. He did not like what Brandon Coach was saying to him. Look at the smile from LJ Hatch in the background. Oh yeah, those guys had a nice little discussion as Coach left the field. Oh, golly. Fireworks in the bottom of the 8th. Well, after the ball game, we'll investigate and find out what that magic word that Coach said was to Vincent Chapman that finally made the world's only dancing umpire snap.
What really got me was Randy Moss running in from second base. He looked like he might have to defend Vince. I mean, Brandon Coach pretty hot talking with them.
Ladies and gentlemen, now emerging from the Savannah Bananas dugout, standing 10 feet 9 inches tall, the world's tallest hitter, Dakota Stilts All-Britain.
What a matchup here. Winston McMartin out of Miami University of Ohio. Couple years thrown in the MAC against the tallest man in banana ball. And he's able to elevate the first offering for strike one. One and one on stilts. Dakota 3 for 10 on the tour. 2 walk-offs. Inning-winning run is in scoring position.
And if you're McMartin, not only did you probably not expect to get into this ball game, but now you're thrust into a situation facing the world's tallest batter. Man, welcome to banana ball.
Dakota taps it to short. LJ will make the play. Took a gander over at Cox, who just goes station to station. And Stilts gets a resounding applause from the full capacity Legends Field. Moves Coxie over. And the inning in Dalton Malden's hands. Pinch hitting for Danny Hosley. He has 2 walk-offs on the tour. They both came on opening night, a pair of doubles in West Palm Beach. Monarchs have brought the infield in. McMartin coming in throwing low to mid 80s with the heater, so big change of pace from the Monarchs pitching staff tonight, who have all been north of 90. And now Dalton a little woozy after being clipped. 3rd banana hit in this series. Leroy, then Hosley, now Malden. All of them have been in the back or shoulder in the head area. Scary offerings. Now Noah Bridges. Strikeout and a ground out tonight for the Niners right fielder.
But with a terrific opportunity to have a night with a second, 2 nights in a row with a walk-off.
That's a fact. Dalton plunked for the first time on the tour. Noah's got 5 walk-offs on this young season. That one lifted to center. Catch made by Jacob Robson. The throw home. Not in time. Noah Bridges does the job. Niners lead 4-1 as we head to the 9th.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the sound of the bells can only mean one thing. We are headed to the 9th and final inning. Here's the thing about the 9th inning in the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. So if you look at the scoreboard, it's 4-1 Bananas. But the Monarchs are not counted out quite yet. They have a chance to score with every run counting for a point. It all comes down to this. Kansas City, welcome to the final inning.
Well, the young professor laid it all out there so eloquently. Monarchs down 3 points, but each run will generate an all-important point for them here in the 9th, but they've got to do it against the Bananas' best pitcher. Danny Hosley going to be the new man on the mound.
Yeah, and you talk about Danny Hosley. You look at his numbers from April alone, an ERA of 1.13. If you translate that to a more traditional Major League Baseball earned run average, that would be somewhere in probably 0.4. An unbelievable mark for Danny Hosley. Now, 13 strikeouts. He only got 1 ground out, 8 flyouts, and how about this? He now has pitched in 14 consecutive games and recorded a strikeout. Half of them, he's recorded multiple strikeouts.
It's been a mind-boggling season on the bump for Danny, who spent the first 8 innings tonight at second base. The 3-minute and 55-second minutes per inning is 5th best on the tour. And just the overall counting stats, as wild as April was for him, When you look at 37 strikeouts compared to just 12 hits and 9 sprints in 24 innings pitched, I mean, what more could you ask for?
I mean, those 37 strikeouts translate to a total strikeout percentage of 40.2 for Danny Hosley, meaning just a touch over 40% of all the batters he faces strike out against him. That's more than an elite mark for Danny.
It's been a roundabout journey for the Shohei Ohtani of Banana Land. A couple years at Patrick and Henry Community College, 2 more at Norfolk State University. Finished up last spring at George Mason. Brings a 4-seam fastball to the equation, every once in a while a 2-seam. A 12-6 curveball, and his best pitch is a changeup. Pinch hitter. To start this inning off, it's going to be one of the amateur Monarchs, as chance for a fan to make a play here in the 9th. Not caught. Randy Voss had an excellent vantage point there. And that's going to be on the top of the zone. Vincent Chapman moving it and grooving it with the punch-out call. And Darryl Graham struck out looking. Now it'll be Gio Brusa, switch hitting first baseman. The graphic doesn't lie to you. 1 for 3 with the double. And a cut and a miss. There's the devastating 12-6. And a 3-pitch K. Typical start to the evening for Hosley.
Biko, I don't want to be the guy to put the broadcaster's jinx here on Danny Hosley, but he is 2/3 of the way to an immaculate inning. That would be 9 pitches, 9 strikes, and 3 punch-outs.
And here's Dylan Rosa, a couple Ks, a part of his 0 for 3 evening. Manners with a 3-point advantage. 1 out away from evening this series at a game apiece. That one misses. And there goes the chance at an immaculate inning. So close to the zone, too. Chopped through the hole, and the Monarchs still draw breath. 1 for 4 night for Rosa. And Olivier Basabe, the second baseman. 0 for 2, ground out, pop out, 1 base sprint, skies it to left. Michael Deeb moseying under it, and he's there for out number 3. The Bananas are victorious. 4-1 win. And the all-time series, as well as the season series, will be decided tomorrow night. Necessary win for the Manners, who have not lost a Challenger Series in franchise history. They try to keep that up tomorrow night. Pregame will be at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. First pitch at 7 p.m. Bill Leroy is about to hop on the mic to shout out his boys.
And let's send it back down to the field to Mr. Bill Leroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your hands together. Coming to celebrate one last time, myself, Bill Leroy. Up next, we have our wonderful coaches, Coach Tyler Gillum and Coach Adam Byron. And we have our entertainers, Malachi, Flash the Kid Mitchell, our trick pitcher, Matty Wolf, our bat trickster, Mr. Alex Ziegler, the tallest man in sports, Mr. Stills, and last but not least, our dancing first base coach, Maceo. We have our pitchers and reserves, Jared Donaldson, starting pitcher Kyle Louise, DJ the Invader, Christian Mr. Electric Dearman, Matt Malatesta. Here we go, up next, my man, Mr. Jones, number 3, Eric Jones. Up next, we have our Savannah Bananas heartthrob. You know him, call him maybe, number 9, Noah Bridges. Up next, mountain of a man. Line drives all over the yard last night. Number 19, Danny Obers. We have the groovy man himself closing out the game. Number 18, Danny Hosley. Down, meet me in the mall. Coming up, our glove magician, rocking number 6. Trick plays left and right, Mr. Ryan Cox. Up next, you saw him do backflips in center field, the Dr. D.R. Meadows. Coming up singing his own song. You love his beautiful voice and hair, Mr. 13, Dalton Malden. And up next, wearing the yellow hat full of flavor, the Italian stallion, Vinny DeRubius. And beating his chest right now, coming to the mound, number 24, Dakota McFadden. You know him and love him, the superhero himself, number 7, Michael Deed. And last but not least, our social media star and our greatest showman, number 8, Jackson Olsen.
Bananas Nation, we love you so very much. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Give it up one more time for your Savannah Bananas. All right, Kansas City, all the players are making their way out to the plaza behind home plate. The party's just starting. Go get autographs, get pictures. We'll see you out there. Again, the Plaza Party, right behind home plate. My name is Shark. We love you. Good night.
Good night, Sharky. Big win for the Bananas, 4-1 over the Kansas City Monarchs. And now this series is tied 1-1. The all-time series is tied 2 games apiece. And it is all decided tomorrow night. 6:30 p.m. Central Time will be live for the pregame. 7 p.m. will be first pitch Central Time. Josh, what a battle tonight. Good bounce back from the Nanners.
Really great bounce back for the Bananas. I mean, we got to start with the starting pitching. Kyle Louigs was excellent tonight. 6 strong innings for Mr. Louigs. No earned runs. And talk about the Bananas. I mean, we saw last night they gave up way too many sprints. Tonight, we saw only 2 sprints the Bananas allowed, and we got 4 walk-offs for them. And, you know, usually to win a game, you need about 3 or 4, and for the Bananas, they were able to do that. Timely sprints, and also Malachi Mitchell's ability to, you know, just have smart base running when D.R. Meadows was trying to steal second there. That was a very solid win for the Bananas. I mean, much like we've seen in a lot of other Challenger games this season.
They score 3 of their points on ball 4 sprints. Their 4th is on a sac fly, and it does not help their what has been honestly pretty abysmal batting average with runners in scoring position, but it is clutch at bats nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, the Bananas able to work good pitches. They worked really good at bats. I mean, we saw them strike out 10 times against a bunch of guys who were major league and minor league caliber players, and the Bananas able to cut down on that, work solid ABs, and I think just their plate discipline and their overall plan of attack tonight was better than the Monarchs and is what led to that 4-1 victory.
And I can't help but bring us back to Kyle Lewis, because as you mentioned, 6 innings tonight, no earned runs, only 1 ball, 4 sprint, 6 strikeouts. He had 2 of the 25 fastest innings in Banana Ball history, both sub 2 minutes. I think it's going to be awful tough to find somebody else as showman of the night. Kyle may have just done it in back-to-back starts.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. We haven't seen a starting pitcher collect 2 Showman of the Night awards so far this season. Kyle could very well be the first guy to accomplish that. We got this game done in 1 hour and 53 minutes, and those MPIs from Kyle and other guys, Danny Hosley ended the night with a 2-minute and 30-second MPI, a big part of why the Bananas were able to get this game done before the 2-hour time limit.
And it would have been an even quicker game had we not had the whole kerfuffle between Brandon Coach and Vincent Chapman, in which Vincent hands out the first legitimate ejection. The first person ejected, not just for somebody trying to throw a bunt down in a Banana Ball game in this young sports history. First game was ever played in June of 2020. This was game 60. We have now played as many Banana Ball games in 2023 as were ever played throughout 2021, 22, and let's backtrack, 2020. Good job, Biko. Figured out, dude. Pretty bizarre, and we still have 57 games to go on this tour. We see history again. Seems like there's always something remarkable happening every night in Banana Land.
We see something new every night, whether it's a Dakota Stilts All-Britain walk-off at the plate, a Matt Wolf cartwheel playing second base, or an ejection by Vincent Chapman. I mean, there's always a reason to tune in and watch the Bananas.
No, it's been a wild ride thus far, and the Nanners really needed that one. They improved to 13, 15, and 2 overall. They are now 4 and 2 on the tour in challenger games, and this is the battle. It's all on the line tomorrow night. Last year's a 2-game series. Monarchs won the first, Bananas won the second. This year it has started out the same, but luckily we had the foresight to say, hey, we should probably have a winner of this whole thing. So it will all be decided tomorrow night, Saturday in Banana Land, and it looks like it's going to be Johnny Anderson on the mound for the Bananas, making his Bananas debut. He is not going to be a full-time player. It'll be interesting to see if they do give him the ball to start the ball game, but Tyler Gillum, Adam Virant, seems like that's the way they're going, and he is a really good guy to kind of bring in as a ringer.
I mean, you've got a nice new lefty coming out for the Bananas to start, and I think we could very well see them go with a 3-headed monster tomorrow with Johnny Anderson, Danny Hosley, who only pitched 1 inning tonight, probably going to come in and might get multiple innings, and probably Christian Dearman, Mr. Electric, as well. I think Tyler Gillum and Adam Virant feel very confident in those 3 guys being able to get them the series win against the Monarchs.
It's actually an excellent point, because Dearman was supposed to be the first guy out of the pen tonight for Kyle, and then he was cruising so well, said, heck, let's send this thing to Guthrie, who was a surprise appearance, then to Matt Wolf, finish it off with Danny Hosley, and they were flirting with Danny possibly starting tomorrow night as well. So when I say Johnny Anderson is going to start, by no means is that written in stone. I think he just kind of is my favorite to get the ball right off the bump. But Dearman and Hosley are both in the running for that as well. Push comes to shove, we'll see all 3 of those guys throw tomorrow night. I can promise you we didn't ship Johnny Anderson up from Texas for him not to throw in Kansas City. They want to try and get about 3 innings out of him. Teammate of Jake Skoll and Reese Hampton's last summer on the Gastonia Grizzlies. A lot of affiliated experience, really savvy pitcher. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him on the bump tomorrow night whenever he does go. It'll be interesting to see what Joe Calfa-Pietra goes with on his side, as he has used nearly a guy every inning. A couple guys have gotten 2. We saw Singer actually get 3 off the rip tonight. Kind of gets muddled up with a 2-batter first inning and all of a sudden it's walked off on. But All the marbles tomorrow night. What are you looking forward to, Josh?
I mean, I think we could possibly see Brandon Finnegan come into the game. Of course, again, I mean, you talk about a guy who pitched in the College World Series and the Major League World Series. It'd be awesome to see Brandon Finnegan, who was very effective against the Bananas starting on Thursday night. I mean, you might also see some of the other guys who pitched in Game 1. Grant Gavin had a 2-minute and 19-second MPI. We could very well see him get into the game. And, of course, you talk about the Monarchs. They are very deep pitching-wise, still trying to figure out this roster, so we may still see new guys come out and pitch for them tomorrow.
Terry, a couple comments here, and then we will shut this thing down. Says, I love Bill and Kyle doing the dirty dancing at the end. I could not agree more. I saw Bryson in the chat asking Chad who he thinks will win tomorrow night. Chad, what's your prediction?
Bananas 5-1.
Wow. Bold decision there by our coordinating producer, Chad Reese. Josh, you want to throw an official prediction for tomorrow night?
You know what? I'm going to take a page out of Reginald Horton's book. Me and Reggie talking at the post-game dinner last night, he said he predicted a 3-1 Bananas win tonight. Now, the Bananas ended up scoring 4 points, but I think Reggie's kind of got some momentum going. I think he's on the right track with this. Give me a 3-1 Bananas win tomorrow night.
I like that a lot. I'm going to go 4-2 back to what happened last night. But in the Bananas' favor, I think these guys with a pretty healthy and powerful bullpen ready to rumble tomorrow night are going to have the firepower to pull out a win. Steve, so thrilled that Kyle had a phenomenal start tonight. Join the club. Boy, are we happy when Cowboy Kyle dominates, as Benjamin said. Jennifer said, Kyle, great start. Yeah, that is good stuff. And then Luke, talk about what I am chomping at the bit to do as soon as we shut this broadcast down, wondering why the pitcher got ejected. We will ask Vincent Chapman, and we will have an answer for you tomorrow on the pregame show. Don't think that will not be at the top of our docket. Okay, before we shut this thing down, got to shout out the incredible cast and crew that makes it all possible, starting with the folks in Savannah an hour ahead of us. They are in the future. We are in the past here in Paris of the Plains. Griffin Ellis, our technical director, pressing all the right buttons all the time. The beautiful brain behind all our technology. Phenomenal job by you. Chris Haynes, directing for the second straight night. The best in the biz. Talk about a beautiful mind. On audio, Kwanzi, one name. That's all you got to know. He is superb. Keegan Woods on the replay. Replays were incredible tonight. Keegan, you're a rock star. Julia Massey on the graphics. Talk about a rock star right there. And her duo, her partner there, Michael Basista on the scorebug. That is a really powerful combo. And then here in Kansas City, Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of BTV over at first. Dakota Burnshead across the diamond. Those two are the best in all of the business. On low home, Alex Neal, great to have you back. His second banana ball game of all time. First time was last year in Kansas City. On the drone, Nick Keldy giving us our eye in the sky. Nobody flies it better. And on center field, Jack Rastorfer. Great to have you for a second straight night. Tremendous job out in center. Our moderators in the chat, Katrissa Ballet, Colbite, and Scott Thompson. Talk about a terrific three folks to be handling all things chat-wise. Josh Talevsky on color commentary. You continue to get better and better every second you're on the mic, my man.
That is the goal, Biko. I hope there are no hard feelings about my PowerPoint tonight. We'll see what happens at the post-game dinner, pal.
I actually completely forgot about it. Thanks for bringing that back up. Terrible job by you tonight. I hated everything you did. First, Chad Reese, our coordinating producer, and the straw that stirs the drink of BTV. A big thank you to Jeremy Guthrie and Alex Gordon for coming up to the booth, and to DR Meadows and Jacob Robson for slapping microphones on. I am Biko Scala saying so long tonight. Nanners 4-1 winners. And the battle between the Monarchs and the Bananas will finally be decided tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central Time for pregame, 7 p.m. first pitch. Let's do it to it on the morrow. Thanks so much for watching tonight. We'll see you in one evening. And, of course, we'll see you later!